This is Yellow Star with your Key Races and Bets podcast for Saturday, December 28th, 2024. I want to wish everybody that's followed these podcasts and the Key Races and Bets blog all year a Happy New Year and hope for a great 2025 for everybody and their families. This Key Races and Bets podcast is brought to you by Amwager.com, AMWAGER. Amwager.com is a great legal online wagering website for horse racing, legal for residents of most states and covering most tracks in North America as well as many around the world. If you're not a member, check it out at Amwager.com. You can also get the written version of this podcast, the Key Races and Bets blog, free at Amwager.com. No password ID required. Click on How to Bet and Yellow Star's blog. But if you're not a member, check it out. You'll be happy you did. We're going to start with the Alex Robb Stakes on Saturday, December 28th. This is race 8 at Aqueduct, post 3:35 Eastern. The top win contenders are Bank Frenzy and Whittington Park. For exactas, Sheriff Bianco. Bank Frenzy not only is ultra consistent with a career record of 5 wins, 5 seconds in 13 races, including 3 wins and 3 seconds in 6 at Aqueduct. He's also run the 3 best races of his life in his last 3, all since moving to the Rodriguez barn. Bank Frenzy's most recent win at this 1-mile, 1-turn trip at Aqueduct earned him a career best 107 Echo-Base speed figure. It was the first time Manny Franco rode. Manny Franco rides back. More reasons to expect a repeat effort good enough to win the Alex Robb Stakes. Whittington Park has one more career win than Bank Frenzy with 6, but in 21 starts. He's won 4 of 9 at Aqueduct, including the identical Haynesfield Stakes in February under jockey Kendrick Carmouche. Whittington Park was completely overmatched in the Carter and Westchester after that, and even returning to face New York bred company only in June then August, he didn't run as well as he had previously. However, it does appear the 4-month layoff he comes back from has done him a world of good, as his recent half-mile workout, 48 flat, best of 38 on the day. Considering his win in the Haynesfield earned a 108 figure on par with Bank Frenzy's recent 107, Whittington Park has about the same probability to win if repeating that effort from February, so he's the other main contender to win the Alex Robb. We should consider Bank Frenzy and Whittington Park for bets to win at 2-1 or more. I'm probably going to bet the one at the highest odds, but I can see betting both if they're 3-1 or more. And I want to play exacta of Bank Frenzy and Whittington Park over Bank Frenzy, Whittington Park, and Sheriff Bianco. Moving cross country to Santa Anita for opening weekend, some great action. We're going to start with race 6, the Joe Hernandez Stakes, 5 p.m. Eastern. The top win contenders are Iridio, Motorious, and Incomparable Keen. And horses to consider for second on exacta tickets are Air Force Red, Gaslight Dancer, and Torrento Sky. A couple of those are long shots. Iridio gets slight preference as he's likely to go to post a higher odds than Motorious, who comes out of the tougher Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint, while Iridio has been running in allowance races. However, Iridio has run well enough in his last 2 races to win this year's Hernandez, particularly if he repeats his effort one before last at 6 furlongs on this Santa Anita turf course, winning by a half length and earning a career best 109 Echo-Base speed figure. Hector Barrios rode Iridio for the first time in nearly a year in that race, was aboard for his next start November 16th, where Iridio rallied from 3rd and battled down the wire, coming up 2 heads short of the win. This past January, Iridio won the Clockers Corner Stakes at Santa Anita at the 6.5 furlong downhill trip with a 108 figure, which is the same Motorious earned when finishing second last year with a 100 figure. As such, Iridio appears to have the same probability to win as Motorious, but offers better value. Motorious will be favored by bettors off his near upset in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint November 2nd, where he was the neck shy of posting the 12-1 upset and earned a 109 figure. One race prior to that, at the same 5 furlong trip as the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint, Motorious won the Green Flash handicap with a visually impressive rally from 7th, with an eighth of a mile to run. Motorious equaled his 113 career best figure in the Green Flash, which he also earned winning the San Simeon Stakes down this hillside turf course in March of 2023. Similar to Iridio, Motorious moves from 5 furlong race to a 6.5 furlong downhill race, and also has prior top form in the trip in the previously mentioned San Simeon. Jockey Antonio Fresu rode Motorius in both of his two recent races, rides back. So in his current form, there's little doubt Motorius can win, but he will be lower odds than Iridio probably, and also Unconquerable Keen, who is another turf sprinter in excellent form, having won the Stormy Liberal Stakes on the first day of December. Here in the same 109 figure in that wins Motorius earned when second in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint, and Jockey Rispoli rides him once more. Unconquerable Keen also won the 2023 Stormy Liberal, earning a career best 113 figure, which equals the best race Motorius has put forth to date. If there is one question mark, it is that Unconquerable Keen has run twice at the 6.5 furlong downhill trip, finishing 7th both times. Other than that, and particularly based on his most recent effort, Unconquerable Keen must be taken very seriously as a contender. As I mentioned earlier, for exactas, we have some horses to play in second, and they get honorable mention. Those are Air Force Red, Gaslight Dancer, and Sorrento Sky. Air Force Red has won 4 of 8 on the grass Santa Anita, finished second in 2 others. He finished second in the Eddie D Stakes down the hill at this distance when last seen near the end of September, the 110 figure, which would be competitive if repeated. On the other hand, he gets the rail, which can be disadvantageous at this distance because of the right-hand turn shortly after the start. Noting that Air Force Red finished second by a head from the rail in the Siren Lure Stakes in the spring of 2023, perhaps it may not be a disadvantage to him. Sorrento Sky gets the advantageous outside post. His 2 most recent races were the best of his career, first winning down the hill in October with a 107 figure, then coming up a half length shy of Unconquerable Keen in the Stormy Liberal last out after making the lead. If he repeats that last effort, Sorrento Sky could certainly fill out the exacta once more. Gaslight Dancer steps into stakes ranks off an allowance and starter allowance races, but has won 2 in a row, excluding the race 2 back, where he stumbled at the start and lost the rider. Gaslight Dancer is in the best form of his career and could have a say at double-digit odds. In the Joe Hernandez Stakes, race 6 Santa Anita, Saturday, December 28th, 5 p.m. Eastern, I should and we should consider win bets on both Iridio and Unconquerable Keen at 5-2 or more. And since I think both horses will have higher odds than that threshold, we could bet both to maximize our edge by Dutching, which means prorating the total amount wagered to achieve the same return. And there's a free Dutching tool at amwager.com, which does all the work for you. All you have to do is enter in the amount you want to bet, and it prorates the bets for you. For the exacta, I want to play Iridio, Unconquerable Keen, and Motorius over Iridio, Unconquerable Keen, Motorius, Air Force Red, Gaslight Dancer, and Sorrento Sky. A couple races later on the Saturday Santa Anita card on December 20th is the Blue Northern Stake, race 8, post 6:06 Eastern. The top wing contenders are Super Speed and Will Then. Exact contenders are Sea Runner, Resolve, and Casaloo. Super Speed won in her debut in a turf sprint this past August, stretched out and stepped up, finishing second of 11 in the Juvenile Fillies Turf in September, a race identical to this one. In her only race since then, well regarded at 5-1 in the 14-horse Thoroughbred After Alliance Stakes on Breeders' Cup week, Super Speed had 0 chance. She had a horrific trip. The turf color called it brutal because she was checked in traffic not once, not 2 times, not 3 times, but 4 times. She returns with Flavien Prat taking the call, having the best year of his career, already setting the single-season record for stakes wins in North America, and she put in a very strong work coming into the race with a strong 96 Echo-based speed figure in Juvenile Fillies Turf to improve upon, has a big shot to succeed. In addition, the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance Stakes proven to be productive. The first 4 finishers have not run, but the 5th horse ran second in a graded stakes, the 7th finisher ran second in a stakes, and the 6th won a stakes. Will Then goes for her 3rd straight win, the most recent coming in the slightly higher level grade 3 Jimmy Durante Stakes 4 weeks ago at this trip. Will Then improved from an 83 figure to 93, and with logical further improvement should run as well or better than Super Speed. In the Jimmy Durante, she was wide on the turn and exploded in the stretch. So, Will Then is the other main contender to win this race. For exacta, in the second position, we can consider Sea Runner, Resolve, and Casaloo. They finished 4th and 2nd, respectively, behind Will Then and Jimmy Durante. And 2 races before that, Casaloo was second in the Surfer Girl, while Sea Runner was 2.5 lengths behind Super Speed, went 3rd in the Juvenile Fillies Turf. So they've run well, just not as well as the main contenders. Resolve is 3rd than Jimmy Durante, so all 3 have been competitive. No reason to believe either of them can turn the tables on Will Then Super Speed, but they could finish out the exacta or trifecta. In the Blue Norther, race 8, Santa Anita, Saturday, December 28th, 6 Eastern. We should consider win bets on Super Speed and Will Then at 2-1 or more, and if both of them are above those fair odds, we could bet both to win using the Dutching tool to prorate our wagers for the mathematical edge, just like the one free and easy to use at Amwager. For the exacta, I want to play Super Speed and Will Then over Super Speed, Will Then, Sea Runner, Resolve, and Kasalu. Don't forget, you can get the written version of this Key Races and Bets podcast, which is the Key Races and Bets blog, free at Amwager.com. Click on How to Bet in All Stars blog. While you're there, look around. If you're not already a member, sign up. You'll be happy you did. Thanks so much for listening. Happy New Year. We'll talk to you next week.